Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chef HD. I'm George Kringas and today I'm going to show you how I make lasagna. I try not to eat a lot of pasta during the week, but when the craving hits for a good lasagna, it hits hard. And there's really nothing else that matches up. I'm going to break this recipe down for you today into 4 parts. We're going to start today with the classic bolognese meat sauce.
Alright, let's get started. First we got to brown off our meat. I'm using 2 pounds of ground pork and 2 pounds of ground beef. Get your pan really hot. I'm going to start with the pork. It's got a little extra fat content, so we really don't need to add any oil here. Press it down nice and even. Let the pan do its work. Now I'm going to add in my spices. About a tablespoon of fennel seed, salt and pepper, about a tablespoon of granulated garlic, a tablespoon of smoked paprika, 1 cinnamon stick, and that's it. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video. If this is your first time watching the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please smash that like button. It helps out the channel, and I really appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram, chefhd.tv, and there's a lot more to come. So enjoy the episode.
You want that meat to get nice and brown.
That's going to create that deep, rich, meaty flavor in this sauce.
Okay, once the pork is about done, I just push it over to the side, and then I add in my beef.
While the meat's browning, I'm going to get my mirepoix ready. Next, our tomato paste. I'm using the whole 6-ounce can here. Stir that in and let that cook out for a couple minutes.
Alright, now we deglaze with 2 cups of red wine. Scrape up all the bits from the bottom of the pan and let the wine cook out for about 5 minutes.
Finally, our crushed tomatoes, our water, and our fresh herbs.
For my herb bouquet, I'm using some fresh thyme. And one last little flavor bomb, I'm going to add in about a cup of dried mushrooms.
Obviously, the longer you go with these kind of sauces, the better. The more time the flavors have to develop. But a minimum of 2 hours for sure. Next, the pasta. It's been really hot here in New York for the past few days, so I'm going to adjust the recipe accordingly. I usually use whole eggs, but today I'm just going to use the yolks. I'm looking to keep my dough a little firmer today, and this should help balance out the moisture. 2 cups of bread flour, 2 cups of durum or semolina flour, a tablespoon of olive oil, a pinch of salt, and 8 egg yolks. If the dough starts to look a little crumbly here, just have a little cold water next to it and give it a little sprinkle. It should be very firm, but still come together and have a very smooth feel to it. As usual, I let the dough rest for about an hour in the fridge before rolling out the pasta sheets. So you want to roll this dough out pretty thin. Like I said, it's pretty humid today. So what I'm going to do is use some semolina flour. I'm going to coat the sheets nicely with it. I'm also going to coat my workstation with it as well. The worst thing that could happen is getting to the end and having your pasta sheets stick together. That's not very fun.
I'm going to take it down to the third lowest setting on my roller. I'm using a KitchenAid attachment, and I went down to the number 6 setting, 1 being the thickest and 8 being the thinnest. Settings 1 and 2 on the roller basically just continue the kneading process, also called lamination. After you pass the dough through the roller, fold the dough in half and pass it through again with the folded side down. Repeat 2 to 3 times until the dough starts to look really smooth. Do this again 1 to 2 times on setting number 2. For settings 3 through 6, just pass the dough through regularly, twice on each setting. I hope you got that. If not, just rewind and listen again.
But you want to start to see a little transparency in the dough. You're going to start to see your hands through it when you hold it up to the light, and that's right. That's right where we want it to be. Next, I'm going to show you what I do instead of ricotta. I'm going to make a light bechamel instead and add in a ton of Parmigiano Reggiano. It's a pretty simple recipe. Equal parts butter and flour, and to that about a half a piece of nutmeg, finely zested in there.
Salt and pepper and 1 grated clove of garlic.
After a few minutes of cooking that out, I slowly drizzle in room temperature milk, about a half a gallon. You want this pretty light.
Let that come up to a simmer, and then add in your grated Parmesan, about 2 cups. Give it a taste and adjust your seasoning with salt and pepper.
And now finally, let's put this thing together. So in total, there are about 13 layers in my lasagna. First layer is the bechamel. Next, a layer of pasta. Then another layer of bechamel with a sprinkle of mozzarella cheese. Now another layer of pasta. Now a generous layer of our meat sauce. We're going to do this 2 more times. So basically 3 double layers of pasta and 3 layers of meat sauce. The top layer, I like to do a mixture of bechamel and meat sauce. Now it's time for the pre-bake. This takes about 30 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Now trust me, you don't want to cut into this thing right away. Let it cool down completely or else your beautiful layers are going to fall apart. I threw mine in the freezer for about 20 minutes once it came down to room temperature.
And to finish it off, I'm going to add a few slices of fresh mozzarella. I think this adds a nice layer of flavor and texture to the dish. The beauty of this is that you can do this like 2 or 3 days in advance, and this is right around the time where I figured I fucked up the cut. Just trying to make a beautiful, big, fat, perfect square for the plate for you guys. But as you can see, oh well. So I could have gotten 6 perfect squares. Instead, I had to patch the last 2 pieces together.
cut into it and see what we got. Ah. This is it, guys. This is a winner. Hope you guys try this one out. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, do me a favor, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Keeps us motivated to make the next episode. Follow us on social media at chefhd.tv. We have a new episode every week. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.